When you feel like you've tried everything to heal your gut and there's no good reason why you're not healed yet, there's 4 main reasons that are typically why you haven't healed yet. I see these all the time with my clients, and I'm going to go over each one with you so that you can identify which one or ones are preventing you from healing currently. And the good news is once you make some tweaks, you can typically start seeing a lot of healing progress very quickly. So the very first one is you didn't do things long enough to see the results. So I talk to people a lot that will list off so many things they've tried, and sometimes they just haven't done it for long enough. So you might have been doing the best practices, but given up too soon before seeing the results. So maybe you were drinking bone broth or meat stock consistently for 2 months, but then kind of got out of the habit or thought it should have worked by now. So thought, oh, this isn't working, and stopped. Those are excellent things that are so key for healing, but your body's going to take the amount of time it needs to heal and for you to see those results. So you just have to keep up with that longer. Or maybe you cut out gluten for 3 months and your body made a lot of progress, but you just hadn't seen the results yet. And then you started eating again, and it kind of undid a lot of your progress. So these are both excellent practices. You just need to do them long enough. And a story I like to tell that kind of illustrates this is one Christmas, my boyfriend came home with me to celebrate with my family. And one day, just the two of us went on a hike. And we're hiking in this redwood forest, and we're hiking along, and we come across this couple that was stopped, and they asked us, like, hey, do you know how much longer it is to the top? And he had never been there before, and I said, I haven't been here in a while. I don't remember, sorry. And they thanked us, turned around, and started going back down the mountain. We kept going up, and about 5 minutes later, we were at the top with a gorgeous view, and my boyfriend turned to me and he said, they'll never know. Now, obviously, if they come back, they might know, but the point is they were so close. They had hiked for a really long time, were really close to the top, started to think, it's too far, we're not going to get there, and turned around, and they missed out. If they hiked for 5 more minutes, they would have seen the view, they would have felt more accomplished, we got to the top, they would have just reaped all the rewards. So the same thing happens in gut healing. You can be, eating your meat or having your meat stock regularly, cutting out gluten regularly, eating really good, managing stress, sleeping well, but you don't do the practices long enough and you give up right before you're about to see the results. Now, the second thing that I'll see a lot is you did all the right things, but you didn't do them at the same time, which is really important in healing. So maybe you tried eating 1 cup of fermented foods for a month, and then you're like, I'm not really seeing results, and you stopped. So then the next month you cut out grains, and then we're like, I'm kind of over this, and you stopped. And then the next month, you had 3 cups of bone broth a day. All of those are such great practices. And if you just did all 3 of them together from the start for 3 months, you would have made a lot more progress. So not only do you have to do the right things, and you have to do them for long enough, you really need to do them at the same time because they're working on different things. So in this case, cutting out grains helps give your gut a chance to heal. It helps give leaky gut a chance to heal. It makes it so that you're not having something that's really scraping against your gut lining and, causing zonulin to increase leaky gut. So it really helps prevent further damage. Now, meat stock or bone broth helps to seal and heal leaky gut and heal damage in the intestines. So it really helps on that front. Fermented foods help to rebalance your gut microbiome, and it helps on that front. So if you got issues with your gut lining and your microbiome, you really need to be doing all of those at the same time. The third thing is you didn't do the things well enough and with enough consistency. Now, I see this a lot in people that pile on too many things at once. If you think more is better for healing, I'm here to tell you that's not true. You really want a simple healing approach that focuses on the most important things that are going to make the biggest difference, the things that will give you the biggest bang for your healing buck. So if you want to know kind of more about what those things are, I have a free gut healing training video where I talk about the 5 keys of a successful gut healing routine. So these are 5 categories to really focus on because they make the biggest difference when it comes to healing your gut. So if you want to learn more about that, I'll link it down below. So back to this point of when you pile too many things on. Maybe your health routine includes cold showers, parasite cleansing, saunas, dry brushing, red light therapy, a neti pot, an animal-based diet, a gratitude journal, meditating, and a lot of other things. Now, a lot of these things are awesome practices that have a lot of benefits. However, you might be missing some things that you actually need to heal, and you might have a lot of things in there that while they have benefits, they don't have huge benefits and they aren't necessary for healing. And because your attention is divided across so many different things, you've got 20 health practices you got to keep up with, it's hard to be consistent with every single one and to really do everything to the best of your ability. You can start to get in that check it off the list mindset where, okay, I just got to do it well enough to check it off the list real quick, but I don't need to do it to the best of my ability. So that's why I caution against adding too many health practices at once, because it can really overwhelm you. It's hard to tell which is working and which isn't working, and it can actually make it so you're not doing things well enough and you're not giving more attention and time and effort into those core fundamentals for healing. Okay, so just another example of what this can look like. Maybe you decided you were going to follow an animal-based diet to heal, but then someone offered you bread or a dessert and you ate it. And say this keeps happening about twice a week, and you weren't consistent with really having 2 cups of bone broth every day, and you have it for about half of the days in a week. This could lead you to saying, hey, I'm doing this animal-based diet, I'm having bone broth regularly, and I'm not healing. But you're not being consistent enough with it, and not having that broth often enough is going to hinder healing. Cheating on your diet, even if it's 2 things a week, you're cheating with things that really impede healing, the sweets and the gluten. So that is what it looks like to not be consistent enough. And it's really hard because we all accidentally lie to ourselves, and it's really hard to pick up on this, and it's really important as well. So we all do it. Nobody's perfect, but learning to identify those things in ourselves of, hey, I've been so consistent with this. Why isn't it working? Ask yourself, okay, how consistent have I been? Is there an area that I can get better at this? And by being really honest with yourself, you will only help yourself to heal even faster. The 4th thing that I see is that there is something you're actually missing that you need to change in order to heal. Now here, this could be so many different things. It could be a dietary change. It could be a food you need to add, or a food you need to cut out, or a toxin source that you're not aware of that you need to cut out. You might need to minimize stress. You could be deficient in a nutrient. You could be low in stomach acid. You could have poor bile flow. You could have sluggish lymph flow, and so much more. So you really need to identify what you're missing if this is you. And if you don't know what you're missing, this can be a really valuable place to get help. So yeah, if you are ready to heal your gut issues at the root and be symptom-free and pain-free ASAP, this is something that I help people with. So if you were able to identify a few of these practices that have been holding you back, or you're still a little unsure and you want more help, that is absolutely something I could do for you. I offer a program called Ancestral Gut Healing, where I help people to heal their chronic gut issues at the root and get to a place where they are symptom-free as soon as possible. So if you want help, you can go ahead and book a call with me. I'll leave a link down below. This is a free call where we'll go over your health history, everything you've tried so far, and your health goals. Then I'll help you to narrow down exactly why you haven't healed yet and what you need to change in order to do so. And then I can tell you more about how we can work together to make that happen and how I can help you to overcome your gut issues once and for all. So if you're interested in that, again, I'll leave a link down below where you can book a call and I can share more about that. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in learning more about healing your gut naturally with an ancestral diet and holistic health practices, consider subscribing because I share a lot about that here on this channel. Thank you for watching.